Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Windsor High School. It's a Tri-Valley League battle as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Windsor Wizards. I'm John Beltran. All right, we'll get to the starting lineup here momentarily for the visiting Mustangs at 1-1.
Coach for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, Josh Langford.
Wow. Windsor is 0-1, losing to Horizon by a score of 7-2. Here's your Mustang starting lineup. Brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance.
Now for the
batting first is the center fielder, J.P. Hamer. The shortstop, Jacob Ortega, hits second. Second baseman, Isaac Linker, hits third. The pitcher, Alex Ortega, is the cleanup hitter. Connor Fajardo, the catcher, hits fifth. Austin Apple at third, at sixth. Nick Norris is the first baseman, batting seventh. Nick Castaneda, the left fielder, hits eighth. And Dylan Woods, the right fielder, bats ninth.
And on the hill for the Wizards.
Defensively,
number 17.
First baseman is Tanner Rogers. Over at second is Jaden Myatt. The third baseman is Isaac Morfin. Braden Martinez at short. Around the outfield, A.J. Hansen in left. Trent Shoemaker in center. Logan Thornton's in right. Behind the plate is Derek Bassler, and Owen Lochner is on the hill here for Windsor. Windsor in their first year in Class 5A. Now, we know one thing about the Mustangs so far. Their starting pitching's been outstanding. The hitting has been so-so. They had a 6-run inning against Brush in a 5-run loss. But they also only scored 3 runs in that 1-run victory. It was a victory on Monday against Vista Peak. And now here's J.P. Hamer. Hamer hit the homer, the walk-off, in the 7th inning to give the Mustangs the 3-2 victory over Vista Peak. And the right-hander, Owen Lochner, will deliver the first pitch of this ball game, and that's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Lots of heat from this right-hander, Lochner. Of course, the Mustangs will have a solid right-hander of their own in Alex Ortega. And the 0-1 offering. The curveball is down and away. Levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. First pitch just after 4 o'clock. Temperature was supposed to be in the 60s, but it's a little bit windy, and it's certainly not in the 60s right now. Here's the wind, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded off the pitcher's glove. Lochner to his right, picks it up, throws to first, and Hamer's out by half a step, and there's 1 down. 1 down here in the top of the first inning for Jacob Ortega, who had 2 hits.
For the Mustangs. Shortstop,
and he drove in a run in the 3-2 victory on Monday. Mustangs will take on Windsor coming up Saturday morning in Fort Morgan at 11 o'clock as well. And the right-hander comes home. The fastball's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Looking in is the right-hander, Lochner. Bassler lays down the sign. Swung on and grounded to second. Should be an easy play. And the throw to first, and the out is recorded as Jaden Myatt throws out Jacob Ortega. 2 down here in inning number 1.
2 outs, nobody on. Now up second baseman number 8, Isaac Linker.
And that'll send up Isaac Linker. As Linker steps in. Here's the wind and the offering. And the breaking ball swung over and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Follow us on Twitter at B106 for inning-by-inning updates. And the offering. And that curveball is up and in. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down, top of the first inning. Here in Windsor. Lochner ready. And the 1-1. Fastball way outside. Ball 2, strike 1. On deck is Alex Ortega. Here in the top of the first. And the righty delivers. Breaking ball swung on and chopped to the left side. Charging off the third baseman's glove. And that'll be an error on the third baseman, Isaac Morphin. Linker reaches on the miscue on a rather routine play to his left. And that'll bring up Alex Ortega. Ortega, the starting pitcher today.
Number 19, Alex Ortega.
Another righty against righty matchup. The stretch and the offering. And check swing, but he did not go on the fastball up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 down with Linker at first. He reached on the air by the third baseman Morphin. The stretch. And the offering. That's a strike on the inside corner at the knees with a heater. Count levels at 1-1. Stretch by Lochner. And the runner goes to second. Linker's going to be caught up, and it's going to be a balk. It will be a balk. You got to step off the back of the rubber, and he made a move with
second base, put a runner in scoring position.
And now we're going to have a discussion out here. But a balk was called almost immediately. So the Mustangs have a runner in scoring position.
Let's go 1-9.
And it'll be a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Alex Ortega here in the top of the first inning. Well, at the very least, even if Fort Morgan doesn't score, at least you just extend the pitch count of a power right-hander. That's what you want to do, at least in the early going. All right, still the discussion out there on obviously a difference of opinion with the call of the balk. So Linker at second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Laying down the sign is Bassler. Linker with a huge lead off of second. And the pitch. And he bounces in there. Nice block by Bassler. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the first of 16 Tri-Valley games for the Mustangs. The whole schedule, Windsor, Frederick, Skyline, Berthoud, Meade, Holy Family, up and down the line. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball away. It's 2-2. Yeah, Lochner's got to be bringing it in the mid-80s. He is throwing some major league heat here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Bassler lays down the sign. The stretch. Looking back. And the offering. Swung on and tapped foul to the backstop. 2-2 to Alex Ortega. First 2 hitters were retired in this inning. Linker kept it alive on the air by the third baseman Morphin. Again, laying down the sign is Bassler, setting up on the inside. And Owen Lochner comes home. Swinging and missing a breaking ball, and in the dirt, Ortega's tagged out. And the Mustangs are done at the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left in scoring position. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Windsor does not score. Fort Morgan does not score. Windsor's coming to bat. A 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute on B106 and B106.com. Batting first is the shortstop Braden Martinez. Derek Bassler, the catcher, hits second. Batting third is the pitcher Owen Lochner. The second baseman Jaden Myatt is the cleanup hitter. The DH is Chase Hinson. He bats fifth. Right fielder Logan Thornton hits sixth. Third baseman Isaac Morphin bats seventh. The first baseman Tanner Rogers hits eighth. And A.J. Hansen, the left fielder, bats ninth. For the Mustangs defensively, Nick Norris at first. Isaac Linker's at second. Third baseman is Austin Apple. At short is Jacob Ortega. Around the outfield, Nick Castaneda, and left to center fielder is J.P. Hamer. And right it's Dylan Woods. Behind the plate, Connor Fajardo and Alex Ortega allowed just 1 run in 4 innings against Brush, his second start of the year. Righty against righty. And the pitch, swing and a miss. I don't know if he took something off it, but it looked like the Windsor hitter was out in front a little bit. No balls and one strike. And the offering to Martinez, down and away with a breaking ball. Ball one, strike one. Yeah, every game is tough from here on out. The Mustangs have found that out over the first two games. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a nice curveball that dipped down in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Braden Martinez, the shortstop for Windsor. And the offering. That is a called strike 3, a fastball down the middle, belt high. And Alex Ortega picks up the strikeout. That'll bring up the catcher, Derek Basler. Boy, that was a money pitch there by Ortega.
Now for the Wizards, catcher, number 8, Derek Basler.
Went right at him. Another righty-righty matchup. And the pitch by Ortega. Bounces in with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the strength of this Fort Morgan team so far has been the starting pitching. 11 innings combined from both Ortegas. They've allowed a total of just 3 runs. And the 1-0. That bounces in as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Connor Fajardo will lay down the sign. 2-0 here. And the pitch, swing and a miss, challenge him with a fastball belt high. Basler took a home run swing and came up empty. Ball 2, strike 1 to Derek Basler. And the offering, swung on line, foul down the left field side. Count moves to 2-2. Again, the wind is kicking up, man. It is really not as warm as we originally thought. It's certainly not unbearable. It's better than other weather we've seen here during the early portion of the baseball season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is 1 down. The board says nobody out. I don't know if that's not operational, but there is 1 out here. And the pitch by Ortega, and he bounced that one in. Yeah, he's had 3 pitches that have missed badly. But it is a 3-2 count here to the catcher for Windsor. Rubbing up the baseball is Ortega on a 3-ball, 2-strike count. And he kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss and a fastball above belt level. Second straight strikeout for Derek Basler. And there's 2 down here for Owen Lochner, the opposing pitcher. Man, he's going with some hard heat. You got 2 pitchers that can bring it.
Owen Lochner.
Ortega looking for the 1-2-3 inning. As the wind is certainly kicking up, and the offering. And the curveball, check swing. They might appeal there. I don't think he swung. Nope, 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Lochner. We're in the bottom of the first inning in Windsor. And Ortega delivers. Curveball is a beauty on the inside corner, knee high. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, if we continue to pitch like this, they don't need much defense. And the 1-1 offering, swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit on a fastball down the middle. And just like you had with Fort Morgan, it's a 2-out base runner for Windsor. And Jaden Myatt, the second baseman, will step in for the Wizards. And we'll have a courtesy runner, as is the custom normally for the pitcher.
Courtesy runner for the Wizards. Now for Windsor, second baseman, number 15, Jaden Myatt.
Cohen Rossau is the courtesy runner for Windsor. And Myatt hitting from the left side, the first left-handed hitter in this game. The Mustangs have an all right-handed hitting lineup. Ortega looking back, the stretch, at the belt, the pitch. And that is a strike. On the inner half, belt high, it's 0-1. Took something off that fastball. 0-0, bottom of the first inning. About a two-step lead over there for Rossau. And Ortega comes home, and that is low. One with a heater again. The count levels at 1-1 strike. Yeah, there won't be any appearance of the sun today. That is not going to come out. No sign of that. But at least it's not too chilly. Throw back to first, back in diving is Rossau. One ball, one strike. 1 on, 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Fajardo lays down the sign. And Ortega delivers. That check swing, it looked like he went. Boy, they got to appeal that. They're not going to appeal. They got to appeal that. Looked like he went. Yeah, he did. That's a strike. Yeah. Good job of Josh Langford asking his catcher to get some help there for the field umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And let's see if Ortega strikes out the side. Swung on, grounded foul towards the Mustang dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Again, the Mustangs play on Saturday morning against these Wizards in Fort Morgan. 11 a.m. on B106 and B106.com. Two-step lead again for Rossau. And a throw back to first. Back in diving once again is the courtesy runner for Windsor. I guess just showing him his move, but, you know, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. The base runner's not going to matter if you get out this hitter Myatt. The pitch. Curveball is lined up the middle for a base hit. Rossau was running on the play. He's going to get the third. And runners at the corners. A pair of 2-out singles for Windsor here in the bottom of the first inning. Hung that pitch. Excellent hit and run there. Here's Chase Henson, who is a DH.
Now for the Wizards, number 20, Chase Henson.
So Henson will now bat for Windsor. Ortega struck out the first 2 hitters. The last 2 have gotten base hits. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is blocked beautifully by Fajardo. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Jim Leland, the former Major League manager, said 2-out hits are golden. Well, they've had 2-out hits, but they haven't had a 2-out RBI hit yet. The pitch, curveball is a strike. Oh, must have been inside. Wow. That must have just missed inside. 2-0. On deck is Logan Thornton. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Again, at the belt is Ortega. And the pitch. Swag and a miss and a fastball down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Again, we're in the bottom of the first inning. No score in Windsor. Runners take their leads. Rossau at third. Myatt at first. The stretch by Ortega. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Myatt. Mustang dressed in their Mustangs, that is, in their road maroons with the gray pants. Windsor in their home. They're not, well, those are more maroon. I guess they're a darker version. And the offering. That is a strike with a fastball down the middle at the knees. 2-2 to Chase Henson. Again, 1 pitch away, as he was with a previous hitter. Can't hang a curveball here. That was the issue with Jaden Myatt. Ortega stretches. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs with a fastball. And he's building up a massive pitch count here in the first inning. That was his 23rd pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One pitch away from getting out of the inning is Ortega. 1 pitch away from loading the bases is Windsor. Ortega again looks in. 3-2. Outside, not even close. He missed.
Vincent draws the walk.
And the bases are loaded for Logan Thornton.
Load up the bases. Vincent at first, Myatt at second, and Rosso at...
They have loaded the bases with nobody on and 2 down. And Connor Fajardo will pay a visit to the hill.
For the Wizards, right fielder.
Oh, this could be a game changer right now in the first inning. So let's see how Alex Ortega responds. 2 strikeouts, 2 singles, and a walk. That's the summary so far here in the bottom of the first inning.
2 outs.
And Ortega comes home. Upstairs. One with a fastball. It's 1-0. Trying to give his defense a chance. Got to throw it somewhere in the strike zone here. And the 1-0 pitch. That is low. Took something off it. It's 2-0. Now you got to come in with a strike. The 2-0 to Thornton. That is low and away, below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes. Isaac Morfin is waiting to hit next. Well, there's no doubt Thornton will be taking this pitch, and he does for a strike. On the inner half at the knees, it's 3-1. Well, got to come with another one right now. Allow him to make contact. 3-1 to Logan Thornton. And the offering. And he walked him, and it walks in a run. Rossow scores.
The Wizards are on the board first. 1-0.
And Windsor leads 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And Josh Langford will pay a visit to the hill. Yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, we've had the same result. 2-2-2. 2 strikeouts, 2 singles, and 2 walks. Here in this bottom of the first inning, and the Mustangs are down early, but it's only a 1-0 game. And again, a chance to minimize the damage.
Action on Saturday. We'll play at Fort Morgan on Saturday. Right now, game time is 11 o'clock. That's weather dependent.
You can get out the next hitter.
Home games next week. Those Pueblo East on Tuesday, then Ponderosa next Thursday.
Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Find everything you need at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Oh, here we go again. Looking for the response here.
Now for the Wizards,
Isaac Morfin.
third baseman number 18, Isaac Morfin.
Boy, if you can get him out, then you've got some momentum. Down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. That is pitch number 30 for Alex Ortega here in the first inning. And the offering. Swung on line, base hit, right center field. 1 run is in. Around third is going to be Hinson. He will score. And Morfin back to first. It's a 2-run single for Isaac Morfin. And it's 3-0 Windsor here in the bottom of the first inning. And again, all this damage with 2 out and nobody on. 2 singles, 2 walks, and a base hit.
Morfin at first, Thornton at third.
Here's Tanner Rogers, another left-handed hitter.
Now up for the Wizards, first baseman, number 7, Tanner Rogers.
Well, Ortega's just got a battle now. That is 5 consecutive Wizards that have reached here in the bottom of the first. The stretch by Ortega. And the offering. That is on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Fort Morgan did have a base runner in the first, but that seemed like a while ago considering the length of this half inning right now. Runners take their leads in a pitch. Swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Making a beat on that play. Wow, making the catch is Nick Castaneda. Didn't look very comfortable out there. Kind of reached out, but he was able to flag it in. Windsor, though, comes through with 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 2 men left. Let's head to the second inning in 1 minute. It's Windsor 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the second inning. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran. Windsor with a 3-0 lead on Fort Morgan. And the first pitch to Fajardo is a fastball low. 1 ball and no strike for the right-hander Owen Lochner. And the pitch. That is a strike with a fastball in the inside corner. At the knees, and the count levels at 1-1. 3 2-out runs in the bottom of the first for Windsor. The pitch and the breaking ball. He waved at it in the dirt. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the senior catcher Connor Fajardo. Laying down the sign is Bassler. And Lochner, the right-hander, comes home. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball, thigh high.
Strikes for the first out.
And there's 1 down. 1 down here for Austin Apple.
For the Mustangs, third baseman number 2, Austin Apple.
Apple looking for his first hit of the season. The fastball is low. Second strikeout here for Owen Lochner. And the right-hander fires. That's low. 2-0. Apple hitting the 6th position. He was in the 5 hole in the previous 2 games, but Coach Langford trying to move things around to see if the offense can get going. 2-0. Swung on and grounded to third. Isaac Morfin has got it to his left. Fires to first, and there's 2 down here in the top of the second inning.
Apple grounds out to Morfin for the second out.
Well, Apple made excellent contact on that, but right at the Windsor third baseman. Here comes Nick Norris.
2 outs, nobody on. Now at first baseman, number 12, Nick Norris.
Another right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan here in this 9-man lineup. And Owen Lochner comes home, and the breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs looking for their first hit of the game. And the pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inner half of the knees. And the count levels at 1-1. 3-0 Windsor. A bases loaded walk to Logan Thornton. A 2-run single by Isaac Morfin. The pitch. Curveball. Outside. Ball 2, strike 1. 2 down and the bases empty here in the top of the second inning. And Lochner comes home. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner at the knees. And the count levels at 2-2. Boy, this guy works quick. I mean, he doesn't waste any time. 2-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3. Down the middle at the knees. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Owen Lochner. An inning and a half is complete here in Windsor with a score. Windsor 3, Fort Morgan nothing. A 1-minute break on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 lead. Swung on and grounded through the left side for a base hit. That's the 4th hit.
Wizards have a runner on first base, no outs.
4th hit there for Windsor. A.J. Hansen picks it up on the first pitch fastball in the bottom of the second inning. That'll send up Braden Martinez.
Shortstop, number 14, Braden Martinez.
Martinez struck out looking in his first plate appearance. The stretch and the offering. And the curveball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Short lead at first. And the pitch. And that bender's blocked by Fajardo. Runner takes off for second. The throw, the tag, and safe. in there on the wild pitch. That's not a stolen base, by the way. Yeah, PA says it's a steal. That's not a steal. He took off when the ball got away on the wild pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0 Windsor, bottom of the second inning. The Mustangs have had 1 base runner, Isaac Linker, who reached on an error. And the pitch to Martinez. Swing and a miss and a fastball down in the zone. It's 2-1. Big hole on the left side for Martinez with Ortega, the shortstop, playing towards the bag. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that. That descended. Almost had some sinking action to it. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and drilled down the left field line. That's going to be trouble for Castaneda. 1 hop and it's up against the fence. Rounding third and scoring is Hansen. It's an RBI double for Braden Martinez. And Windsor now leads 4-0 here in the second inning. And that ball was belted out there. Here's Derek Bassler.
Now for Windsor. Number 8, Derek Bassler.
So Bassler stepping in. Ortega just wants to make it into the third. He is getting hit hard in this inning already, and that's a strike at the knees with a fastball. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here to Bassler. Runner in scoring position, 1 across here in the second, and the offering. Swung on, grounded for a base hit beyond the diving Austin Apple. Rounding third is Martinez. He'll be held up right there. 3 hits to begin the inning. And I don't know what game this guy's watching, but it's still 4-0. He did not score. Nobody scored on that play. Yeah, nobody scored on that play. Still 4-0.
Courtesy runner.
And let's see, over at first base. For Windsor is Richie Email. Here's Owen Lochner. He started the rally with a 2-out single and the base is empty. Yeah, they've got that score all wrong. Should be 4-0. Either way, the pitch and the breaking ball down and away. Runner goes to second to throw. And now back to third, Martinez, as the throw is cut off by Jacob Ortega. It'll be a steal. And now 2 in scoring position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Well, the only thing that is not good here in Windsor is the scoreboard operating. It is 4-0, 2 out, or nobody out, 2 on. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by Ortega. And the pitch. And it bounces in there. Excellent block again. Fajardo is stopping everything. 2-0. On deck is Jaden Myatt. And Fort Morgan is in major trouble, down 4 with 2 in scoring position in the bottom of the second. And this all started with that 2-out rally and nobody on in the first. At third is Martinez. Emil at second, the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air into deep right center field. J.P. Hamer is going to back up. He will make the catch. Martinez tags at third. Emil to third. It'll be a sac fly. The first out of the inning is recorded, and Windsor now leads 5-0. Well, just get the out. That's what Fort Morgan needed badly. Just get the out. And here is Jaden Myatt.
Now for the Wizards, second baseman, number 15, Jaden Myatt.
No mistake, that ball was hit a long way, so long that you had 2 runners advance. Myatt, the left-handed hitting second baseman, and the pitch, and the curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 in the first, 2 so far here in the second. Ortega's thrown 45 pitches, 25 for strikes and 20 balls. Out of the stretch is the senior right-hander Alex Ortega. Off of third is Emil, and the pitch. Swung on, grounded right side. Linker will field, the run will score. He'll throw to first. Myatt is out. It is now 6-0 Windsor, but the out is recorded. And that bring up Chase Hinson. Hinson walked and later scored in the first.
Number 20, Chase Hinson.
And the pitch by Ortega. Fastball is very high. Ortega had a phenomenal start against Brush, but this is a 5A school in Windsor playing a 4A Tri-Valley League schedule, and they're showing that they're a solid baseball team. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. Fajardo giving chase. It's out of play. And the count levels at 1-1. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports. You can find AC Ice, any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and the base is empty here in the bottom of the second inning. And Ortega delivers. Swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. Pitch out over the plate. Windsor continues to hit the baseball. That will extend the inning for Logan Thornton. That is 7 hits for Windsor.
Number 10, Logan Thornton.
Thornton drove in the first run with a bases loaded walk. Two-step lead at first. And the pitch. That's low. Ball 1. Here to Logan Thornton. I don't know if Logan Thornton's 2 first names or 2 last names. I think he can qualify as both. Short lead. And the 1-0 pitch. Outside. Took something off it. 2-0. That was pitch number 51 for Alex Ortega. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Windsor's tallied 3 runs in the first and 3 here in the second. They lead by half a dozen. At the belt is Ortega. And the 2-0. That's low. Don't know if he went with a fastball or a change, but certainly had some sinking action there. 3-0. What got him in trouble in the first inning were 2 walks. Alex ready, 3-0 pitch. That's a strike. Fastball in the inner half thigh high. It's 3-1. 3-1 to the right fielder Logan Thornton. Short lead at first. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. Well, now we know that Chase Hinson will be taking off from first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Norris is not holding Hinson. And a pitch to Thornton. Oh, low, not even close. Third walk issued by Ortega. Here comes Josh Langford. Let's see if he remains in the game. It's getting that third out that killed him in the first inning. But Windsor came to hit early in the second. And again, he's already halfway to the allotted maximum 110 pitch count, and we're not out of the second inning.
3 other teams playing in the Tri-Valley Conference tonight. Erie's at number 4, Roosevelt. Berthoud playing at Frederick and Scott.
Yeah, we know that the RPI, as long as Fort Morgan wins some games, will be solid here for Fort Morgan because of the competition. No game is easy. For instance, last year, Fort Morgan beat Vista Peak 18-0. They beat them 3-2 on Monday. That was a very, very improved Vista Peak team. So even the non-conference games are a challenge.
Now up for Wednesday, third baseman. Number 18, Isaac Morphin.
Isaac Morphin had a 2-run single in the bottom of the first inning. Now first and second in the bottom of the second inning. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Threw a fastball right by him. Belt high. It's 0-1. Ortega gets a sign from Fajardo. Looking back. Now he steps off. Yeah, he's just got to go after the hitter. He's just not in rhythm. And right there, you don't even care about those guys out there. You just get the hitter and you're out of the inning. But again, he's scuffling out there. 0-1 offering. That's down and in with a fastball. Count is even at 1-1. The runners take their leads. And a pitch to Morphin. Swung on and hit in the air into deep right center field. J.P. Hamer closing in and diving to his right and making the catch is Woods. Wow, Woods with a diving stab to his right. A phenomenal play by Dylan Woods, robbing Morphin of an extra base hit as the two outfielders were converging. And the inning is over. However, Windsor, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Let's head to the third inning. With the score, Windsor 6, Fort Morgan nothing, on B106 and B106.com. Fastball is a strike. Nope, a little bit low to begin the third here to Nick Castaneda from the right-hander Owen Lochner. 6-0 Windsor. 3 runs in each of the first 2 frames. And the pitch is low with a fastball. Solid combination back in studio with Eric and Alicia. Sound engineers and producers for today's baseball game from Windsor. 2-0 here from the right-hander Lochner to Castaneda. And that is in the dirt. 3-0. Castaneda had that big double against Brush. 3-0 pitch. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle, thigh high. Ball 3, strike 1. To the left fielder, Nick Castaneda. Lochner gets a sign from Basler. 3-1 pitch. That is low. And that's a walk to Castaneda to begin the third.
Put a runner at first base, no outs.
That'll send up Dylan Woods, who just made an outstanding play in right field.
Right fielder number 9, Dylan Woods.
Well, Fort Morgan just trying to chip away at this point. 2-step lead for Castaneda at first. And the pitch scoring to bunt, and he lays it down right in front of the plate, fielded by the pitcher. The throw's going to be to first. Castaneda to second. The sacrifice will go 1-3. And there's one down and a runner in scoring position for Fort Morgan. Well, that's excellent small ball. Now the Mustangs have got J.P. Hamer up there. Hamer grounded back to the mound.
No.
In the opening frame.
Leadoff hitter for the Mustangs, center fielder number 10, J.P. Hamer.
The All-State honorable mention center fielder from a year ago awaits the first pitch here in this sequence from Owen Lochner. And here it is, up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Jacob Ortega on deck. The Mustangs still looking for their first hit of the game. Lochner looks back. And the 1-0 pitch upstairs. Even Lochner's ball-strike ratio is not that good. 18 strikes and 17 balls. However, he does have a 6-0 lead. Plenty of offensive support. All right, Castaneda leads off of second. And the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right. The second baseman, the ball's drifting in. Myatt makes the catch. That ball had no carry whatsoever. Turns into an infield pop-up. And there's 2 down as Hamer is out number 2.
2 outs, runner on second. Now for the Mustangs shortstop, number 6, Jacob Ortega.
Yeah, I think Hamer had the pitch he wanted, just got jammed a little bit. And that'll send up Ortega. Still with a runner in scoring position. And the offering upstairs and inside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Jacob Ortega. Again, Jacob coming off a nice 2-hit game, and he was also the winning pitcher on Monday. And the pitch. He swings and fouls it straight back. Boy, had a nice cut on that one. Count levels at 1-1 to the junior shortstop. Yeah, one base hit can get this thing started for Fort Morgan. Again, this is a tough ask. Your first Tri-Valley League game is at Windsor. And these guys are really good. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. And that bounces in. Nice block by Basler. 2 balls and 1 strike. 6-0 Windsor. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. 3 runs across in each of the first 2 innings. Basler again lays down the sign. Castañeda off of second. Ortega awaits the 2-1 pitch, and he swings and grounds it right side. Maya to his left has got it on the 3rd hop, throws to first, and Ortega's retired, and so are the Mustangs in the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left in scoring position as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Windsor 6, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. All right, let's move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Austin Apple is the new pitcher. And Mateo Salcido is the new 3rd baseman for Fort Morgan. So the sophomore Salcido seeing his first varsity action, and he's at 3rd base. Austin Apple making his 2nd appearance. Apple try to keep this at a 6-0 Windsor lead. Tanner Rogers, the hitter, takes a strike with a fastball. 8-9-1. Rogers at 0 for 1. And the pitch from Apple. Down and in. Count levels at 1-1. Closed the book on Ortega. Allowed 6 runs all earned. Allowed 7 hits. 3 walks. Couple of strikeouts. And the 1-1 from Apple. Swing and a miss. Boy, that's a tremendous breaking ball. That was a major league hook. And it's 1-2 to Tanner Rogers, the left-handed hitter. I think Fajardo's asking for the count. It should be 1-2. The board says 2-1, but it's definitely 1-2. And the pitch down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To begin the bottom of the 3rd inning. Apple comes home. Oh, that's very high. I think he tried to throw some sort of changeup or off-speed pitch, and now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rogers. Hitting with an open stance. The pitch. Boy, he bounced it in badly. Boy, he got ahead of the hitter, but the last 3 pitches were not close. Walk number 4 issued by Fort Morgan pitching. And that'll bring up A.J. Hansen, who singled his first time up. Well, the one thing the Mustangs want to do, they want to get this game to at least a 6th inning, but down 6-0 in the 3rd. Things are looking a little bleak. Upstairs with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes to Hansen. The leadoff man has reached the last 2 innings for Windsor. Throw back to first, back in diving is Rogers. Salcido playing about 2 steps behind the edge of the grass. And the pitch swung on and chopped to short. Ortega charges, throws to second. That's late. That is late. It was a high chopper. That will be a fielder's choice, no error. I think that's a good call. I think that play was to first there. That play was definitely to first.
Shortstop, number 14, Braden.
There's Braden Martinez. He struck out and doubled. Yeah, that was chopped very slowly, and Ortega had to make that play to first. Swing and a miss. Boy, if Apple can duplicate that pitch a little bit more, he'll be tough to hit here. No balls and 1 strike. 2 on. Bottom of the 3rd inning in Windsor. The Wizards lead the Mustangs 6-0. And Austin Apple comes home. Curveball is just a little bit off the plate. Count levels at 1-1. Rogers off of second. Hansen off of first. Throw back to second, and it's off of Ortega's glove, but backed up by Hamer. Yeah, I'm not sure there. There was no play there. He wasn't that far away from the bag. They weren't going to get him anyway. But nice job of backing it up by the senior center fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mustangs need as clean of an inning as possible now to stay in the game. The pitch squaring a bunt, and he takes it in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Went with a breaking ball there. Braden Martinez is the leadoff hitter in this lineup. Again, the runners take their leads. And the 2-1. That is low. Woo! Oh, there it is. Well, that's a delayed call. Yeah, I thought he got the knees there, but took him a while to put up the strike sign. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Apple comes home upstairs. 3-2 to Braden Martinez. Well, the Mustangs are at double play depth. If they can turn one here, that would be a big bonus. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted into deep left center field. Way back is Castañeda, and that one is gone. It's a 3-run homer for Braden Martinez on a fastball down in the zone. And Windsor, for the 3rd consecutive inning, has tallied 3 runs. They lead Fort Morgan 9-0. And that thing was unfortunately launched by Braden Martinez, his 2nd extra base hit of the game. And now Derek Basler will step in.
Now up for the Wizards catcher, number 8, Derek Basler.
Coach Langford told me at the beginning of the season that Windsor could be the best team in this league, and they're showing it right now with a 9-0 lead and nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the pitch to Basler is a fastball for a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Basler has struck out and singled. And the offering in the dirt with a breaking ball. Windsor has 8 hits in the game. And Fort Morgan's, they're not doing anything bad defensively. They've not committed an error. These guys are just hitting the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the offering. That's a fastball for, I guess it missed outside. Tough umpire to read. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 across already in the 3rd here for Windsor. And the offering. That's low with a fastball. Ball 3, strike 1. Oh, now the sun has made an appearance. 3-1 here to Basler, the pitch, and he bounced it in there to the screen. 2nd walk of the inning.
I'll put a runner at first base, no outs.
Yep. And Owen Lochner with a single and a sac fly. Here comes Josh Langford again. Well, luckily for the Mustangs, they'll have another shot at this team on Saturday. They will certainly look forward to the rematch on Saturday with Windsor because they're going to want to take it out on them here in a couple of days. But for now, Windsor's got a 9-0 lead.
Back on the field versus Kennedy tonight. That starts at 7 o'clock. Windsor Lacrosse.
Braden Martinez with a 3-run homer in this 3rd.
At Ponderosa. Swim team and dive team in action tonight. Last season's Class 4A
conversation continues.
Today. They travel to the coach's invite this week.
Like a good neighbor, Greg Mott at State Farm Insurance can help you with your insurance needs. All model life and health. State Farm Insurance.
State champions next week play 2 on the road. First at Fort Collins next Tuesday, then at Pooter next Friday.
All right, the conversation has ended. Runner at first, nobody out, bottom 3.
Basler just got a walk and he went to first base.
And Windsor
and up for the Wizards
with a 9-0 advantage. Yeah, that should be Emil Ridge at first. And now Lochner steps in. Austin Apple. Stretch. And the pitch. Swung on line. Base hit into left field and a fastball up in the zone. Castaneda gets it back in. Hit number 9. And Windsor just continues to swing the bats. Here's Jaden Myatt, who singled and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Another courtesy runner at first. That should be Rosso.
Now for the Wizards, second baseman number 15, Jaden Myatt.
Well, Austin Apple looks back in the pitch, swing and a miss to a fastball right by him. It's 0-1. Well, the Mustangs just have to treat this like a 0-0 game and just play hard. And the offering. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just past the top of the hour. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB. Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran in Windsor. The Wizards lead the Mustangs 9-0 in the third. Curveball upstairs.
Also the runner at first base for the Wizards.
Ball 2, strike 1. Yeah, if Windsor continues this, they'll want to make this a 4.5 inning game. Apple comes home, and that is upstairs. 3-1. The first 5 have reached for Windsor here in the third. 3 balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. That's up and in. He walked him. Oh, no. Must have missed one there. That he called a strike. Now it's 3-2. And this time I was wrong. 3-2. Let's see if Austin can come back here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Challenge him with a fastball. He's got a great fastball. 3-2 pitch. That's up and in. He did walk him there. Bases are loaded again for Windsor.
That'll load up the bases for the Wizards. You go at third. Rosso at second.
And here is Chase Hinson. Hinson is 1 for 1, walked and singled.
Number 20. Chase Hinson.
Well, the infield is playing in at the corners and a double play depth in the middle. Pitch by Apple. Swing and a miss. Again, he's capable, but he needs to duplicate that fastball. That's a great fastball, but he's got to keep it going here. And the 0-1. That curveball's up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs across and a 3-run homer for Braden Martinez. 9-0 Windsor in the third. And Austin Apple kicks and fires. Swung on and fisted foul and out of play behind the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third. Runners take their leads. Apple out of the windup with the bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. That is just outside. He missed with a fastball. It's 2-2. Yeah, that's the other thing. Windsor's not swung at bad pitches. Everything they're swinging at is a strike. 2-2 offering. Swung on, chop foul towards the Windsor dugout on the third base side. Apple's already thrown 31 pitches in the frame, and Mustangs are still looking for their initial out. 2-2 on Hinson. And the offering. Curveball. I think it clipped him. It did. Yep, it got him on the left arm. The hit by pitch will score a run. Crossing home plate will be Richie Emil. And it's now 10-0. We'll have a pitching change. Let's take it with them. Back in 2 minutes in the third. Windsor 10, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Mateo Salcido's the new pitcher. Austin Apple the third, 10-0 Windsor. Nobody out, bases loaded. Logan Thornton just lined to pitch foul. No balls and 1 strike. Salcido out of the stretch and the offering. And the breaking ball is lined on 1 hop to Ortega at short to second for 1. Linker to first, and that is going to be a double play. 6-4-3. Rosso scores. No RBI for Thornton. There's 2 down. And Windsor leads 11-0. But at least the Mustangs picked up a couple of outs. So here we go with Morphin, and the pitch is down and away. So on 2 pitches, Salcido gets 2 outs. Actually on 1 pitch. Did it on his second pitch there to Thornton. Runner at third. And the 1-0. And a little bit of a changeup. Looked like he took something off it outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Morphin, who singled and lined out. He's had 2 very good at-bats in this game. The single drove in 2 runs in the first inning. Mateo delivers. Swung on and fouled off to the left. Nice pitch that tied him up. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mateo showing a change of pace here on these pitches. Off of third. The Windsor base runner. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Jaden Meid at third. It's 2-2. Well, Salcido's done an excellent job here. He's 1 pitch away from really minimizing the damage. It could have been much worse. They do have 5 across, but unfortunately for Apple, he did not retire a single hitter. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That ball is grounded to the second baseman. Linker to his left, throws to first off line, but Norris is able to grab it and step on the bag. And the inning is over. Mateo Salcido with an outstanding job on the hill. However, Windsor does some damage in this inning as they score 5 runs on 2 hits, no errors and a man left. They got a 3-run homer from Braden Martinez. It's a 1-minute break with the score Windsor 11, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. All right, Fort Morgan is trailing here 11-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. They're down to their final 6 outs unless they score a couple of runs and hold Windsor. Owen Lochner has not allowed a hit. Isaac Linker's 0 for 1. The pitch, swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. No balls and 1 strike. That was a nasty bender there by Lochner. And the offering, fastball on the inside corner at the knees. It's 0-2. Only 42 pitches thrown by Lochner. The senior second baseman waves that bat and awaits the 0-2 pitch here from Lochner, and here it is. Up and away with a fastball, man. He's popping that glove. 1-2. Mustangs will have another shot at Windsor on Saturday morning in Fort Morgan. And the pitch, low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Isaac Linker, the opening hitter for Fort Morgan in the 4th inning. Baszler lays down the sign of the pitch, and that bends in the dirt. Boy, unhooked that curveball really early, snapped that wrist really early. It's 3-2. 3-2 to Linker. And Lochner comes home. Swing and a miss. He threw him a breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch. Oh, that was a nasty pitch, and there's 1 down.
Well, nobody on. Now pitching. Number 20, Mateo Salcido.
Mateo Salcido will now step in for Lochner. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Pitch to Salcido. Swung on, and that ball is driven in the air into shallow right field. Thornton to his left along the line will make the grab, and there's 2 down.
Salcido flies after Thornton for the 2nd out.
So 2 down here for Connor Fajardo.
2 outs, nobody on. No.
Salcido went after the very first pitch, had a nice swing, but just got underneath that one. Connor struck out looking his first time up. And the pitch by Lochner, and the breaking ball bounces away. 1 ball and no strikes. And again, that 2-out rally in the first really set the tone for this game. The pitch, fastball is upstairs. 2-0 to Fajardo. Hard throwing right-hander Owen Lochner looks in. And the offering, swung on and lined on 1 hop to the shortstop Martinez, and he throws low, and it is dug out by Tanner Rogers.
Martinez, good pickup.
Well, that ball was scorched.
Final out.
But again, right to the Windsor shortstop. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 1/2 innings are in the books with a score. Windsor 11, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
Windsor 11.
While with the Mustangs down 11-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning, Connor Fajardo is Fort Morgan's fourth pitcher of the game. Jackson Langford is behind the plate, and Jared Baker is the second baseman. Let's see if they made a change in the outfield. Yeah, from this vantage point, they might have made a change or two out there. But again, obviously from this vantage point, a lot easier to see what they've done with the infield changes. Yeah, it looks like there's somebody new in center, but either way, Fajardo here will face the following hitters for Windsor: Tanner Rogers, A.J. Hansen, and Braden Martinez.
Could be a new pitcher for
in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Number 7, Connor Fajardo.
Rogers has popped out and walked.
First baseman, number 7, Tanner Rogers.
Rogers from the left side. 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the third for the Wizards. Pitch by Fajardo is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. This will be a game that the Mustangs will recover from. It just happens in baseball. Same pitch, same result. 2-0. Again, they're playing a 5A school here in Windsor that's got a 4A schedule. So it makes it tough. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and tapped foul up the first base side.
2 defensive changes for
ball 2, strike 1.
Baker will be a second base. Langford in right field, Woods in center field.
All right, Dylan Woods in center, Cale Langford in right. Everything else remains the same other than we told you with Jared Baker at second. Langford behind the plate, and Fajardo now facing Rogers. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, that's grounded right side. The second baseman, Baker's got it. Slings it to first, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Rogers out at first base.
1 down for A.J. Hansen. Check that. They might go with a pinch hitter here.
For the Wizards.
Yeah, it looks like though.
Number 3, AJ.
Nope, it is Hansen. Hansen has singled and hit into a fielder's choice. The wind by Connor in the pitch. Swung on and lined to the left center field gap. Hansen is going to run for a while. Around first. He's into second. Ball is chased down by Woods. Rounding second. He'll stay right there. And it's a 1-out double. And Windsor's 10th hit of the game.
For the Wizards with 1 out.
And the Wizards are showing that they're not done yet. Well, now you'll have a pinch hitter. Braden Martinez was supposed to be up there, but this should be Tanner Plahuta.
New batter for the Wizards, number 2, Tanner Plata.
So Plata, I guess, is the pronunciation from the right side. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. On the off-speed by Connor Fajardo. It's 0-1. 11-0 Wizards over the Mustangs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Off of second is Hansen the pitch. And the bender. What a block there by Langford. Outstanding block there behind the plate. That pitch was way outside, and Jackson had to throw his whole body out there. 1-1. Alex Ortega started, followed by Austin Apple, Mateo Salcido, now Connor Fajardo, the fourth pitcher for Fort Morgan. Owen Lochner has thrown a gem for Windsor. He's working on a no-hitter. The stretch. And the 1-1 pitch. Low with a changeup. 2-1. 1 error has been committed in this game. That's by Windsor. Fort Morgan has not had a single miscue defensively. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted foul down the left side. Hit a long way, but that's a good 30 feet foul. It's 2-2. Again, the Mustangs and Wizards will play in Fort Morgan on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. We'll have it here on B106 and B106.com. All of the league games is what we'll have besides the Brush Morgan game we had over a week ago. The pitch swung on and lifted into left field, and that one, Castaneda is going to come in, and he'll chase it down for the out. Got a late start on that one, but then was able to spot it, and there's 2 down. Yeah, I'm not sure how comfortable he's out in left field. He actually leaped to catch that ball, even though there was no leap required, but nonetheless, he made the play, and that's all that counts. Derek Basler will step in. Basler has struck out, singled, and walked. He's 1 for 2. And the pitch, and the breaking ball's a beauty. Down the middle, thigh high, it's 0-1. 2 down, a man at second, bottom of the 4th inning. Windsor leads 11-0. Connor Fajardo looking for a scoreless inning, which would be Fort Morgan's first in a game. And the offering swung on. That's driven deep but foul down the left field side as Castaneda gives chase. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh and 2 to Derek Basler, the catcher for Windsor. Hansen off of second. And the pitch down and away. Backhanded by Langford on the slow breaking ball. Goes to 1 and 2. Again, Hansen with a short lead at second. And Fajardo comes home. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball up and in. And Windsor does not score in the frame. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. And a man left. We head to the 5th inning. The Mustangs need 2 to keep the game going. It's Windsor 11, Fort Morgan nothing. A 1-minute break on B106 and B106.com. All right, here we go in the top of the 5th inning. The Mustangs need 2 runs to extend the game.
Third baseman number 2, Austin Apple. Defensively for the Wizards, now up on shortstop.
As they trail here,
Number 2,
11-0. Owen Lochner going for the no-hitter. And the pitch, fastball is low to Austin Apple. One ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Count is level at 1-1. And the offering swung on and line towards left field. That's a base hit for Austin Apple. And at least the Mustangs will not get no hits. Apple is on to begin the 5th inning on a solid shot to left field. And the Lochner no-hitter is done. And here's Sam, should be Sam Christensen.
Now hitting for Morgan, number 22, Sam Christensen.
Sophomore steps in. The junior, the pitch. Down and in to Christensen. Yeah, this is a good job of Coach Langford getting in some of these players off the bench in a one-sided game. 1 ball, no strikes. Long pause in the pitch. Swung on and fisted on the ground on the left side. The third baseman, Morphin, charges. Throws high to first and offline and safe. It'll be an error as Christensen reaches. The second error committed by the same player. And the Mustangs, all of a sudden, have first and second on a base hit and an error with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Well, that'll send up Castaneda.
Javier Baguera, the courtesy runner.
Javier Baquera will be running at first. This is the first time in the game that the Mustangs have had 2 reach in a row. But again, in small doses, Castaneda walked in his only plate appearance. At second, Apple. At first, Baqueta. And Lochner just steps off.
Now for the Mustangs, left fielder number 5, Nick Castaneda.
But what they've done in this inning, they put the ball on the ground twice. Mustangs down 11-0, but looking for a run. And squaring to Buddy, misses it. Now the throw back to second, and the tag, and Apple is out! He is tagged out on a bunt that was not executed.
Gets Apple picked off at second base, 1 out.
And Tanner Plauta applies the tag, and there's 1 down. Yeah, boy, that was a bang-bang play. But it's a pickoff of Apple there on a... He anticipated the ball would be bunted, and it was not. 2-6. Now 1 down and 1 on in the pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball. On the inner half, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Castaneda. Short lead at first for Javier Baqueta. And the offering. Swing and a miss. That fastball was above the letters. You're not going to hit that one. It's too hard. It's out of the zone with a guy throwing in the mid-80s. 2 down. Nonetheless, a good swing, though. Well,
number 9.
Here's Dylan Woods. He's Fort Morgan's last shot. He had a sac bunt his first time up. The stretch, and Lochner comes home. That's a strike with a fastball. Down the middle at the knees, it's 0-1. Here to Dylan Woods. Mustangs have only batted around twice here. This is the 9th hit of the second time. Swung on and lifted towards center field. And 2 is left, and making the running catch is Shoemaker. And the game is over. Mustangs get a hit in the inning. But Windsor wins the game by a score of 11-0. 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes on B106 and B106.com. The Windsor Wizards defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs this afternoon in Windsor, 11-0. Post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Tough one for the Mustangs today as Windsor just got off to an excellent start. They had 3 runs in the first inning, and they all came with 2 out and nobody on. Getting a 2-run single from Isaac Morphin, 3 more runs in the second, and then 5 more in the third. Braden Martinez had a 3-run homer. The line score goes like this for Windsor: 11 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base for Fort Morgan. The winning pitcher was Owen Lochner. He went the distance going the 5 innings. And Alex Ortega labored through 2. He took the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 29 minutes. Windsor with a victory picks up their first win of the season. They are now 1-1, and the Mustangs drop to 1-2. Mustangs and Wizards will play on Saturday morning in Fort Morgan, 11 o'clock start time on B106, as well as B106.com. Thanks to Herrick and Alicia back in studio. Once again, we'll talk to you once again on Saturday morning when the Mustangs and Windsor Wizards play again, but this will be in Fort Morgan, hopefully a much different result. Final score in 4.5 innings. Windsor 11, Fort Morgan nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.